Good evening and welcome to the Cozy Veil. I was hoping the issues introduced from the July 6th update would have already been fixed by now, but after spending the last 3 days beating my head against the wall, I think it's important to talk about what's going on. I haven't seen any other creators covering these problems yet, and you're probably wondering whether it's just you. Well, the answer is no. A lot of players are running into some pretty serious bugs at the moment, making the game almost unplayable for most. Now, before we get into everything, Singularity Six has posted on Reddit and on Discord asking players to submit a support ticket if they're experiencing issues, and I'll throw those statements on the screen now so that you can read these. Let's start from the beginning. So after the update, I opened up the game, and lo and behold, about 90% of my wall decorations were sitting in my inventory. At first I figured it was just a weird one-time bug, so I put everything back where it belonged and continued playing. Then, when I came back to my housing plot, everything that I put on the wall was again back in my inventory. Luckily for me, I probably only had about 20 items, mostly just pictures. So it really didn't affect me that much. It was annoying, but it wasn't the end of the world. Unfortunately, that's not the case for everyone though. I've seen players reporting that they've lost over hundreds of hours of just decorating because of this bug. And if you spent weeks or even months building the perfect home only to have it suddenly disappear, I can completely understand why people are upset. Now, unfortunately, I know that this is very disheartening to people. The good news is Singularity Six is asking anyone affected to contact support so they can investigate individual accounts. Considering I know nothing about coding or game development, I have no clue what they can actually do, if they will even be able to restore it or somehow fix some of it at least. Hopefully they'll be able to recover as much as possible, because this is probably one of the biggest bugs that we've ever seen in game. What's probably affecting pretty much everybody else is controller support. If you're playing on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, or even on Steam Deck, you probably already noticed that things aren't working correctly. Tool wheel randomly just stops responding, the menus lock up for no reason, NPC conversations lock up, interactions completely fail, and sometimes the only solution is to either sit and wait 5 minutes for the game to catch up or just close the game and completely launch it. Unfortunately, that's been happening to me constantly. As someone who makes videos, it's incredibly frustrating because I can't really record anything when I have to restart the game every few minutes. Even the Lunar Path has its own issues. Trying to claim a reward can completely freeze the game up, leaving me stuck until the game finally decides, hey, here's your reward, or I have to close it completely out. But beyond that, the game feels entirely sluggish for some reason. When you run or you're on a mount, it's like you're running in quicksand. I'm not sure how to explain it, but it doesn't respond the way it should. You can't hardly even turn your mounts. They get stuck on everything now. It's like worse than when the mounts first came out. I've also noticed that when you're cooking, the chopping mini game feels sluggish for some reason. And as far as I can tell, mining and fishing, foraging, none of those have been affected. Bug catching though is a totally different story. The controls feel really incredibly stiff, the movement's very restricted, and chasing bugs has just become harder than it has to be. As far as ranching, well, ranching's been broke since day one, so it's hard to tell if it's honestly broke even more or not. One thing that I have noticed in most of these reports seem to be coming from controller players. I haven't personally seen anybody with keyboard and mouse reporting the same problems, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not happening. So if you play on a keyboard and mouse, let me know in the comment sections if it's different or not. Are you experiencing any of these bugs, or is the game running normal for you? I'm curious because if the controller support isn't fixed soon, I may have to wind up switching to my PC just to make videos. That's definitely going to take some time considering I haven't played on the PC since beta, so I'll pretty much have to relearn the whole game. At the end of the day, I mainly wanted to make this video so everyone knows that these issues have been acknowledged. Singularity Six is aware of what's happening. They're collecting reports from players and they're actively working on fixes. Will everything be fixed overnight? Highly doubtful it never is. But at least we know that these problems are on the radar, and hopefully we'll start seeing patches roll out sooner than later. Me personally, I thought the game would be taken down as soon as the update happened and they noticed this, but for some reason they kept it up. I thought that was kind of strange myself. I would have rather them take the game down for a couple more hours, fixed everything, than have to experience this for how long, we have no clue. If you're experiencing any of these bugs, or you have found one I didn't mention, you may want to make sure that you submit a support ticket, as they may not know about it. And if this video has helped you, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for future Palia news, guides, and update coverage. And until next time, stay safe, stay cozy, but most importantly, have fun gaming.